James, I have wonderful news. Clover's voice trembles with excitement as she bursts into the kitchen where I'm sipping my morning coffee. Her eyes are alight with joy, a stark contrast to the mundanity of our Thursday morning routine. What is it, love? I ask, setting down my cup, a smile tugging at my lips in response to her infectious enthusiasm. I'm pregnant, James. We're going to have another baby. She beams, her hand cradling her still flat stomach as if the news itself had already materialized into life. The news hits me like a jolt of electricity. We already have 2 beautiful children, and the thought of another addition to our family fills me with a mixture of awe and delight. I stand up and pull her into my arms, the scent of her hair, a blend of jasmine and vanilla, filling my senses. That's incredible, Clover! I'm so happy, I murmur into her hair, but even as I speak the words, a sliver of doubt wedges itself in my heart. We hadn't planned on more children, yet the surprise doesn't dampen the joy in her eyes, it only fuels it. The weeks following the announcement are a blur of preparation and celebration. Family dinners are louder, more cheerful, with our children buzzing with excitement about their new sibling. Yet, amidst the celebration, that nagging doubt grows, fed by whispered phone calls and late nights at the office that don't add up. It's during a routine medical checkup that my world crumbles. Mr. Harris, I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding, the doctor says, looking over his glasses with a furrowed brow. Your results from the fertility test a few years ago were quite clear. You've been infertile since before your first child was born. The room spins, and I grip the edge of the chair to steady myself. Infertile? But how? Memories of our children's births, their first steps, their laughter, all underpinned by a betrayal so profound it paralyzes me. I confront Clover that evening, the test results clenched in my fist like a verdict. Clover, what is this? My voice is a low growl, anger simmering beneath the surface. Explain this to me. She pales, eyes darting away before settling back on mine, filled with tears. James, I was afraid to lose you. I thought you'd leave if you knew. It was a mistake, a terrible mistake. A mistake? Clover, are our children a mistake? Or is it just us? I throw the papers on the table, and she flinches. It was just once, a long time ago. I never meant for it to happen, she sobs, her voice breaking. The words sting, and I realize that no amount of tears can wash away the deception. The life I thought we were building together had been a facade, maintained by lies and shadows. In the weeks that follow, my heart hardens with the winter frost. The divorce papers are as cold and final as the breeze that sweeps through the barren trees of our neighborhood. I move out, leaving behind the home that was built on lies. The last time I see Clover, she is standing on the porch, a shadow of the vibrant woman I married. The children are at her side, confused and tearful. I turn away, the weight of betrayal anchoring my resolve. I will always love them, Clover. But this is where our story ends, I say, my voice steady despite the storm inside. As I drive away, the rearview mirror frames them, a picture of a broken past. Ahead, the road unwinds, uncertain but mine to traverse alone, driven by a narrative of betrayal and the cold comfort of revenge. The city lights blur past as I drive aimlessly, the bitterness of Clover's betrayal coiling tighter around my heart. Each passing neon sign is a stark reminder of the life I'm leaving behind, a life built on deceit. I park near the river, where the quiet murmur of the water speaks to the turmoil inside me. I need a plan, a way to make her understand the depth of the pain she's caused. A few days later, my resolve hardens into action. I start by cancelling all the joint credit cards and shifting my financial assets to a new bank. I take back control, ensuring Clover feels the immediate impact of our severed ties. The next step comes swiftly. Clover had always been proud of her social standing, carefully curating our family's image to the community. I make a few calls to mutual friends, selectively revealing the truth behind our sudden divorce. The news spreads like wildfire, her social invitations drying up as the whispers grow louder. But it's not enough. The ultimate retribution comes one chilly evening at a gala we both used to attend together. I arrive alone, knowing she'd be there, trying to salvage her tattered reputation. I step into the crowded room, a murmur of recognition rippling through the well-dressed crowd. I catch her eye from across the room. She looks away, her discomfort visible even from a distance. "James, what happened?" "We heard." A friend begins, but I cut him off with a tight smile. "Sometimes, people aren't who we think they are," I say, loud enough for the surrounding ears to pick up. Especially when they lie about something as fundamental as your own children. The words hang heavy in the air, and I leave the crowd to digest them, making my way to Clover. She stands by the fireplace, a glass of wine trembling in her hand. "James, please, can we not do this here?" she pleads, her voice low and desperate. "We are exactly doing this here, Clover." "Everyone should know the kind of deceit I've lived with," I reply, my voice cold and unyielding. "You're ruining me, James," she accuses, her eyes darting around the room as if looking for an escape. "You ruined us the moment you decided to betray me," I shoot back. The confrontation escalates, not into shouts, but into a tense dialogue that has the gala attendees hanging on every bitter word. As I walk away, leaving her standing there, diminished and isolated, I feel a hollow victory. Her social facade crumbles, her isolation mirroring my own emotional desolation. Driving home, the empty streets mirror the void inside me. The initial rush of vindication fades, replaced by a lingering emptiness. I realize that this revenge hasn't healed me, it has only spread the poison of our failed marriage further into the lives of others. As I pull into the driveway of my new, smaller apartment, I understand that true retribution isn't just about the downfall of the one who wronged you, it's about finding a way to live with the scars left behind. I shut off the engine and sit in the dark, contemplating the cost of my revenge and wondering how I'll rebuild from the ruins of my past. The journey ahead is mine alone, fraught with the shadows of betrayal but also the faint promise of a new beginning. The grey light of dawn casts long shadows across my sparse living room. Sleep has been elusive, the echoes of last night's confrontation at the gala replaying in my mind. Each replay sharpens my resolve, the path of retribution, once chosen, does not easily allow for return. I rise, my action set for the day, a day that will mark a new chapter in this saga of betrayal and vengeance. I head to my lawyer's office, an imposing building in the heart of the financial district. The brisk morning air does little to cool my simmering anger. Today, I'm here to change my will and secure my assets. If Clover thought she could use our children as pawns in her deceitful game, she was gravely mistaken. "Mr. Harris, everything is prepared," my lawyer greets me, her voice a calm contrast to the storm raging inside me. "Once you sign these, your assets will be protected, and provisions for your children will be set aside in trusts they can access when they're older." "Good. Let's ensure Clover can't use them against me anymore," I say, my voice firm, the pen in my hand steady as I sign document after document. Each signature feels like a step away from my past life with Clover. Meanwhile, Clover attempts to reach me through calls and messages, perhaps sensing the tightening noose of my legal maneuvers. I ignore them all, her voice messages accumulating, unheard, a digital pile of desperation and deceit. As the afternoon wanes, I make my way to the school to pick up our children. The sight of them, innocent and joyful, momentarily softens the hard shell I've built around my heart. But as we drive away, the reality of our fractured family reasserts itself. "Dad, why doesn't Mom pick us up anymore?" my oldest, Lily, asks, her voice tinged with confusion and sorrow. I pause, the weight of her question heavy in the air. "Your mom and I are going through a tough time, sweetie. Things are a bit complicated, but I'm here, okay?" "But will Mom be okay?" her younger brother, Max, chimes in, his concern for the mother he adores clear in his eyes. I grip the steering wheel tighter, the simplicity of their question slicing through the complexities of adult grievances. "We're all going to be okay," I assure them, though the promise tastes like ash in my mouth. The drive home is quiet, the children lost in their thoughts. I realize the impact of my actions on them, the innocent casualties in this war of retribution. As we arrive home, Clover is waiting, her presence a stark reminder of the life we once shared. "James, please, can we talk?" she pleads as I escort the children inside. "Not in front of the kids," I say, the door a literal and figurative barrier between us. Clover leaves, but not before giving me a look that mixes sorrow with resolve. It's clear this battle is far from over. That night, after the children are asleep, I sit alone, contemplating the wreckage of our family. The silence of the apartment amplifies the turmoil within me. The path of retribution seemed just, yet with each step, the isolation grows, the victories hollow. The price of this truth, it seems, is paid not just by the guilty but equally by the innocent. As I pour myself a drink, the quiet of the night offers no comfort, only the echoing question, how much more are we all willing to pay? The world outside is shrouded in a dense, unforgiving fog as I sit at my desk, my thoughts as murky as the view from my window. The events of the past months cascade through my mind, a relentless torrent of betrayal, confrontation, and revenge. Today marks the end, the final act in a tragedy written by deceit. My phone buzzes, a message from Clover cutting through the silence. "Meet me at the old pier. We need to settle this, once and for all." Her words, so final, resonate with the resolution I feel inside. As I drive to the PA, the fog thickens, swallowing the world around me. The PA, once a place of joyful family outings, now feels like a stage set for a reckoning. Clover is already there, her figure a ghostly silhouette against the grey backdrop. "James," she calls out, her voice hollow in the damp air. "I didn't want it to end like this." "Neither did I, Clover, but you made your choices," I reply, stepping closer, the sound of the waves crashing against the pier mirroring the chaos inside me. "I'm sorry for everything," she continues, her eyes searching mine for a sign of forgiveness. "But there's something you need to know. The kids, they are yours." The confession stuns me, halting my advance. "What are you talking about?" "That's impossible." "I lied before, to hurt you, because I was hurt too," she admits, a tear trailing down her cheek. "I was angry and confused. The tests were falsified. I did it all to push you away, to give you a reason to hate me." The revelation hits me with the force of a storm. Betrayal upon betrayal, her words a twisted knife in an already festering wound. "So you deceived me to drive me to divorce?" I ask, my voice barely a whisper, the implications of her actions unraveling the remnants of my sanity. "Yes, and I regret it every day," she confesses, stepping forward with outstretched hands. "But the damage is done, the chasm between us too wide and dark to bridge. You've broken everything, Clover. There's nothing left to save." I turn away, leaving her there, a broken figure shrouded in the fog. I know what I must do next. Over the next weeks, my vengeance takes shape away from prying eyes. I dismantle Clover's life piece by piece, an anonymous tip to her employer about embezzlement, a call to the tax office, a carefully orchestrated leak of her deepest secrets to the media. Her reputation, her career, her very identity, I watch them all crumble from afar. The final blow comes when I ensure that she loses custody of the children. The court is merciless, swayed by the evidence of her instability and deceit. As I take the kids away, her anguished cries echo in my ears, a haunting melody of loss and regret. Months pass, and the dust settles on the ruins of our past lives. I raise our children alone, teaching them about the world, but never about the war their parents waged. The hatred and betrayal that poisoned our marriage remain buried, dark secrets overshadowed by the daily rhythms of life. One chilly evening, I stand on the same PA, the fog as dense as the day I last saw Clover. The news had come earlier that day. Clover, overcome by her losses, had stepped into the void, her body found by the rocks below where we once promised to love each other forever. As I look out over the water, the waves whispering up the shore, I realize the cost of my revenge. It was not just Clover who had fallen, we all had. In my quest to punish her, I had lost myself, and now, the children had lost their mother forever. The pier stands empty, a silent witness to the tragedy of a love destroyed by deceit and vengeance. And as I turn to leave, the weight of my choice is heavier than the fog. I understand that no victory in revenge truly exists, only the ashes of what was once precious.